Jim, you know, this is why, to some degree, people say, should you be in the market, should you not be in the market? If you're not in the market when things like this happen, boy, you can also miss it too.
Right. The fabulous investor Peter Lynch, who ran Magellan Fund, all of his books always pointed out there's really only 4 or 5 days of the year that you must be, that create all the wealth. So therefore you got to be in all year because you don't know what those days are going to be. And I think that's something that the traders have forgotten about, but the investors understand. Look at it this morning. I mean, it's not supposed to be up. I mean, I was listening to Becky. This wasn't supposed to happen. Now it's 8 for 8, and we know that there are a lot of issues. Can they scale? Can they do the 600, 900 million? The Oxford trials failed this weekend. There's so much between now and when we get to anything. At the same time, look, I mean, it could have failed. And the fact is that when the Oxford trial failed this weekend, I said, oh, man, this is just not going to happen. Feel better.
What's your sense, by the way, not just of the broader
I don't know if we're going to make it,
which clearly are moving on this news, but actually how you even think about a company like a Moderna, given that there's also, I imagine, going to be enormous pressure on these companies, even the ones that are successful to the degree they are in coming up with something like this, in terms of how much profit they're ultimately going to be allowed to even make?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know that. I mean, the stock is up 25. I mean, maybe people are short the stock. I've always felt that it's a sucker play to buy something up 25. I mean, there's a lot of retailers that could do better. Maybe those are something you ought to look at. They report this week. I think some are going to be good as it is. But up 25 is a lot. There's always going to be somebody else to cover even higher than that.
Okay, Jim Cramer, we will see you on Squawk on the Street in just a couple of minutes, my friend. Good to see you. When we come back, our special interview with former National Economic Council Director Gary Cohn. Don't go anywhere. We're back with Gary Cohn after the short break.
What's up, buddy? What's going on here, man? Why does he think that it's okay to just climb up here like this? And then I just pet you, though. So you think it's alright. Damn it, I'm the sucker here. Whoa. What's happening, dude? Bro, you're a little big. Like, you don't even fit. You're too big now. Oh my god, so much hair. So much dog hair. Is the stream working? Necron, good morning. How are you? Home Depot and Liz will be ones to watch with home projects at all times high and hurricane season around the corner. Walmart, Target as well. Gilead, Apple opening more stores. Get bull rating. Abs partnerships, 50% PT upgrade. Okay. I don't know, dude. I don't know if my computer's gonna crap out or not. It's the computer. I've ordered a new computer, but it's gonna take weeks for them to build it and send it to me, unfortunately. See what happens. Hopefully we can get there. We spent a lot of money. We spent over a year's worth of streaming's money on a new computer, and a standing desk is on the way.
We care deeply about understanding the safety of these vaccines.
Hopefully this shit fucking gets here and works.
Phase 3 we will monitor neutralizing antibody, of course, but what we'll monitor is efficacy. This will be a placebo-controlled study, like our phase 2 is going to be placebo-controlled, to see people who get the vaccination versus people who get a placebo. How many people can you protect from disease to get us an efficacy rate to be able to file to the regulators.
So your money, how you doing? Positions for the week. Cannabis, bro.
And that was Moderna's CEO.
All in ACB. I also like NRZ. This mortgage REIT's on its way up.
on positive news about his company's
DraftKings
trial, and we forget that. Yeah, we were already up
and
300. So I'm not sure
ADMA.
what
We're still rocking
caused that. I mean,
ADMA
oil's
right
at
now.
$32 WTI. I was going to tie it to
BSGM. What is BSGM?
that was on yesterday. 'Cause just watching that
BSGM.
for 3 or 4 hours, they, Jimmy
Biosig.
Dunn, and Seminole, and Rory McIlroy, and Dustin Johnson. I
And
don't
what is
know.
NK?
That was just, it was nice to see an actual live sporting event. And
Nat
it
K.
just made me
West
think,
Inc.
I don't know, put me in a good
Whoa,
mood.
don't
That's
know
why I
what
thought
these
the market was
are.
over 300, but probably had more to do with oil. We are waiting for to talk to Gary Cohn.
I really
Not being
want
told whether he's
to
ready
get
yet,
some
but
Cresco
we're
Labs.
going to intro
I want Cresco Labs.
with
This
a,
is really what I'm about to buy.
with a
100.
Fed chair.
100 shares
talking
of this
about
morning.
How the economy's not going to recover.
For
from
sure.
Chairman Jay Powell.
It's the one
economy's
cannabis
not
stock
going to
that I
recover
really
until
think
there's a
America is gonna
vaccine,
fucking crush it.
And that, I think
Crush
that was written before
it.
the show started.
They're
so
fucking huge.
suddenly we had the Moderna news, and we don't want to overstate it. It's early clinical trials, only 8 patients where we saw evidence of some efficacy. And as you know,
We're gonna
this
call off here. We have
breakneck
King
speed
Queen
that
versus
Moderna
their
is trying
nines.
to develop this this
Amen.
coronavirus vaccine. They've developed other messenger RNA vaccines for respiratory viruses like SARS, etc. So the platform does seem to
Moderna.
be to show
Up
a lot of promise. and so did these
31%.
stocks. So Gary, I understand you're okay now. You're on the phone. As I said, we were going to introduce you. Talking about Jay Powell's comments that we won't get a recovery till we get a vaccine, and then the Moderna news came out. So that's the latest data point for you to consider in deciding where we are right now as far as the economy and its prospects. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Joe.
Well, that was, I don't know if Gary could hear that, but that was like Twilight Zone almost.
Yeah.
Did you? I think we're okay.
Yeah,
now.
I got it, Joe. Good morning, Joe. Sorry, I think our teams were having some technical difficulty.
So everybody heard that. That wasn't just in my head, Gary. That,
No.
All right. Whew, man. Okay. So, but let's get back to what we were talking about. So.
Yeah.
We,
Joe's done
you
some
totally
psychedelics
talked
in
to
his
you
past,
about all your
huh?
Comments about where the economy is, the steps we've taken, the PPP, what else we need to do, and Powell's comments about we
Curaleaf.
can't reopen without a vaccine. Then we got the Moderna news. So it shouldn't change. It shouldn't change that much because it's early, but it does show how important science is going to be in dictating how we reopen and how we recover from this.
Yeah. Well, look, I think Chairman Powell's comments last night were very interesting. And remember, he also said he was fairly optimistic on the resilience of the U.S. economy, which is a comment that we've heard from a lot of people lately. And look, we see relatively positive numbers coming back. I think Kevin Hassett referred to it. But if you look at gas consumption or you look at credit card swipes transactions, we're starting to see more and more positive uptick in the economy almost every day right now, and I think we've got about 48 states in the United States open, which does lead us to the question that Powell talked about last night, is he did not rule out more fiscal response. The question is, what should the fiscal response be? Are we still responding to the crisis by itself, or should the fiscal action be
Sounds
more
like somebody's
in
like
recovery
deep breathing
mode,
in the background.
getting people
Super
back
weird.
into the workforce and getting people
I gotta
back
get
into the
another
labor
cup
force
of coffee. We're about
and
to be
more
in break here
normalizing
in the
our
poker
economy.
tournament.
But Gary, just the timing
All right,
of
we grab a cup of coffee.
vaccine or a therapeutic could make a big
We
difference on
fucking
how much
rocking
more
into the open, baby.
Congress and the administration needs to do. Wouldn't you perhaps delay spending another $3 trillion or so if you thought that it wasn't going to, that we weren't going to be in this mess for another year or so? I mean, it makes a difference when we come out of this, what we do.
Joe, look, I am rooting as loudly as anyone and everybody for a vaccine. The vaccine is sort of the holy grail here. That said, there has been damage done. And think about what our actions have done so far. So far, we've put in place actions to support unemployed workers, justifiably. We put in actions to support small and medium-sized businesses.
Yo, that's what's up. Are we live? Is the stream fucked up? Is it working? Is it working? Drop frames. 0.3%. Little green square down here. Oh, did this freeze up though?
They cover the cost, and our hospital system is losing an enormous amount of. Going to have to get some money back to the hospital system if we want to have a hospital system that looks like it does today.
Working?
You see where we are between Republicans and Democrats with you know, another package. You actually had you've got some experience trying to bring those two sides together, and it finally happened. But how would you approach this now? What would you tell Speaker Pelosi? What would you tell Mitch McConnell? How should we get to where you want to be here?
Well, I think the first thing is we have to agree on, or they have to. Let's put it this way: they have to agree on what they're solving for. Are they solving for keeping people at home and continuing to flatten the curve and having that response?
What are you barking at? Chill out. Yeah, see, the computer starts to wig out. If I'm streaming, I can't have the CNBC.
To COVID-19,
Oh, hey,
or are we solving for recovery? And
picked up 350 shares of ACB at 9:20 on Friday. Now almost 14. Let's go. I've cost averaged down in them for a while. I picked up 200 more shares though.
those are completely different.
Opinion on Tesla stock. Will we see new highs this week? Potentially, dude. Potentially. I don't really know, though, dude. If I had a crystal ball, I'd be a billionaire, bro. I'd be a billionaire. We're at $14 and climbing over here. Why you gotta be so mean and stuff? Milo. Milo. You leave her be. Let's go, boy. Certainly looks like Tesla wants to go back over 1,000 a share. Or over 1,000 a share. Futures ripping, what's good? How you doing this morning? Is the stream alright? It was going in and out all weekend. I couldn't play Sea of Thieves and stream at the same time. I hope this new computer gets here soon. Oh my god. Dude, I ordered one. It's going to take
with Jim Cramer, David
a little over a year's worth of streaming.
Dow futures up 600
off, so.
As the bulls zero in on several headlines. Moderna, of course, with positive phase 1 data on its vaccine. Powell's 60 Minutes interview being framed as upbeat. The Saudis put money to work in U.S. stocks. and auto production resumes in Detroit. Oil at 32
Better
as
be the
June
fucking
expires
tits,
tomorrow, Jim.
dude.
But you think this is
Got a buddy
largely
that's
about
gonna help
Moderna
me
this
build
morning?
one. I think
Yeah,
that's the
I mean,
way.
look,
It's really
there's
easy,
no
dude.
doubt
They're
about
like
it. As
Lego
Becky
parts,
said,
man.
Things
If
are
you go to
better
I built this
after
one.
than before,
I
and
built
I know
this
that
one.
the
I just don't
skeptics
feel
are
like
gonna say
building
it's
another
great.
one.
Skeptics are going to say you really can't ramp up this RNA. Moderna's been saying to us that they can do 800 million to well, I'd say 600, 900 million vaccines, is trying to average it out. And I think that therefore the move in the Dow and the move in Moderna makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do I
they're
want
like
to chase
Legos.
Moderna? No.
They're all, everything's meant to fit together. Dude walks you through Micro Center, tells you it's all compatible, and you go home and fucking Lego it together. You know what I mean? Look at this, dude. This shit is fucked. I can't fucking stream. I don't think I could have. It is. My CPU is overheating, Sir Money. But I've like cleaned the fan and done everything I can. I could like run out and get new thermal paste. That's the only thing I didn't change, is more thermal paste on it. I got the fucking AC running in the house and shit. Look at this. Now this is fucking turning wheels. What the fuck? Is the stream alright? Internet's connected. Did TD Ameritrade freeze up? Why you gotta be so vocal when you do it? Can't you guys just like attack each other without the screaming? You know what I'm saying? There you go, Mod. Start winning this fight. Shut him up. Hey, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, Mod. Mod. Don't hurt him. Creating desktop. Anyone heard about truckers/trucking recently? I mean, bought so long ago. What? Huh? Huh? What?
Which is the worst state in the union.
Will it
But you
play over here?
wait, some people are acting as if it's over.
Maybe I just can't
so,
detach
yeah, this
it.
week is going to be very big. GM, Ford, and Fiat, of course, resuming production in Detroit. Apple's going to open up 25 U.S. stores this week. Disney's going to open their Walt Disney World shopping area on
that a
Wednesday,
thing?
Jim. So you think we're still in a mode of watching the reopenings and then bracing for an uptick in cases, which is also sort of hard to divorce from the testing that's getting better.
Right. Look, I am concerned. Look, we live in an area where there was a very big contingent at Belmar, which is I have a house right near there, really having a great time on the beach. And your hope is that
Remind me
these
later.
young people who somehow
massively Green
do
Day
not have
today.
parents, and could be asymptomatic and maybe not
It
get
seems like
I don't
because of
know.
this
I mean, where were
Moderna
those people
positive
3 weeks
report.
ago? I just feel the reopening is being trumped by the people who just say, you know what, reopening means all clear. Now in New York, obviously, like I can't open my restaurant, I get arrested. But there's a lot of places that are flaunting. And a lot of places that are saying, listen, it was mostly nursing home people. And there are a lot of people who say it was a hoax.
Biggest risk this week are the new trade war issues, in my opinion. Sir, Germany money, I'm 100% with you on that. I think as the virus, you know, it's one of those things we all forget about as it goes away, you know, because that's how fucking humans are. They suck and they just forget about shit after 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
Right. And meanwhile,
We're about to
Sergio
have
Powell
a
on 60
huge
Minutes,
trade
you
war
know,
with
by the way,
China.
I
Is going
think
to break. A
taping
global
something
trade war
very not
is
far
about to
after
break out.
His comments that we carried
For
live,
sure.
talking, Jim and Carl, of course, about the fact that the Fed is, I mean, no limits, I guess, is one of the keys. And even before we got the Moderna news this morning, the market did seem poised for some gains as a result of what seemed to be, and this is where I'd love to get both of your takes, maybe some new language from him, or at least said in a new way, or to a different audience, perhaps, from questioners who obviously are not as deep in the weeds as we are in terms of Fed parlance and policy.
Well, I did think that what happened, he speaks to regular people, you want to call them the people at home, kind of like when Ben Bernanke went on in March of 2009 and said, well, this is over. We're not going to let any more banks fail. When I listened to Powell, I said, okay,
We're not going to let any more banks fail.
By any means necessary. They don't want any more layoffs. So you combine no more layoffs. Moderna, Fed chief, who was much more.
Gold State, what's good?
Go in terms of letting.
I think I'm gonna buy 100 shares of.
And a number of upgrades. A very big week for stocks that could do well.
CRLBF, Cresco Labs.
There are.
I believe it is.
There are a number of Larry Kudlow would say green shoots. What can I say? I mean, if Moderna's for real.
ACB though. ACB is raging. Let's go, baby.
I don't want to be.
It is too early.
Let's
Yeah,
go, baby.
it's hard to know where the starting gun is, Jim, on promise like this. Like, for example, your point about
I really
upgrades.
want to. I want to get American
takes
exposure
NVIDIA to outperform,
with
doubles
Cresco.
the target
Cresco
to
is
425.
gigantic.
That's a longer-term story on AI and data analytics. But then you got William Sonoma with an upgrade this morning on the idea that people are going to take all their travel and entertainment spending and use it in the kitchen.
I love that.
Nope, not gonna work.
Oh, that's,
Fuck.
I guess, one of the names that you're supposed to sell.
Elmon's for twins. What's good, bruh?
Off of good news from Moderna, but that's very typical of what.
I don't know if it's my computer. TDA. I mean, it's got to be my computer. People are going off in chat over here. Look at how slow TDA is. Look at Aurora just raging. It's Victory Day, long weekend, dubs, boobs, maybe some lubes later if the wife's came. Oh my god, I heard a new stimulus check's on the way. Is it right that some people make more money being unemployed and life from welfare than people working? Do you know such people, friends? I mean, there's a little bit of that going on, but people are starting to get back to work. We're not just going to stay closed forever. Damn, Aurora is popping the fuck off. It only lasted for one check though, Blue Sky said. That's what's up. Jesus. I need my new computers. Do you have to pay it back someday, or was it a gift? It's a gift. Somebody's got to pay it back, though. Any opinion on T2? What is T2? Honestly, everything on my watch list is green. The economy back. I don't know. Yeah, my state gave everyone like an extra 800. Damn. Also currently making about 75% more on unemployment than I was while working. Oh, GTA producer. Take-Two Interactive, huh?
Entertainment. They bought a lot of down and outers. Take Warren Buffett.
Shut up, Chase. Thank you for the follow. Let's go.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Bloom. Thank you for the
Stock has just been
follow.
a one-way street. Now at
Bloom.exe
least we have a sense.
_exe.
If you handle that
What's
order,
good?
I don't think you're
Thank
like
you
saying,
guys for the
"Wow,
follow.
I got to get other people in Goldman."
I know what Buffett's selling, but what has he buying?
Moderna?
Anything?
Moderna.
I don't think
Unlikely.
Moderna.
No, unlikely.
Sorrento.
Don't joke about that stuff, Jim.
Equally as unlikely. Okay.
Yeah. So
I can't even watch. I don't even get to watch. GTA 5 is free to play. You can download it for free now. They want to push in-game sales before earnings. Wow, ACB 15 now? Holy shit. This shit is soaring. Shh. Stop. You've gotten everything. I know, and they've gotten out. They've gotten food. They've gotten everything they need. Just lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Look at ACB just fucking rage mode. You can go outside? Is that what we're saying? You guys aren't gonna fuck shit up. Dude, how high can Aurora Cannabis go? And this just brings up Canopy too, dude. Yes. What is Cresco gonna open at today? Yeah, we bought 200 shares on Friday. We have exposure to ACB, bruh. I don't know anymore. It needed to get to like 425. Would it be that times 12? I think. Let's see. We gotta get to $54. But we bought 200 more shares, so we don't have to get to $54 because we cost average way down. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know anymore. That kind of makes sense. We need to get back to like 55 or so. This would be a nice place to make a bottom. Look at CGC wants to rip up. Take it down. I'm just happy with a smooth stream. Last couple were rough. Good times though. Futures up 800. What the fuck? Some Moderna deal or something reports positive data on an early stage coronavirus vaccine in trial. I don't know. I don't know anymore, dude. I don't know anymore. But I do know this cannabis stocks are ripping. And I want me some motherfucking Cresco Labs this morning. ADMA is about to be ripping too. That looks like something positive there. I don't know what, but something. Can we do it? Keep Chrome tabs to a minimum. Maybe I turn this off. The stream is there. Chrome and streaming do not mix. Well, I'm fucking over here fucking all types of shit moving. We need a new computer, dude. It's gonna cost us 1 year of streaming to fucking pay this fucking computer off. Chrome is good for window capture, but when streaming all my non-window capture, I use Firefox. Well, didn't let me type. Every time I click off that on it.
Futures were already positive on a busy week ahead with retail earnings and Powell on the Hill tomorrow, but they got a turbocharge when Moderna gave us really our first data out of a human vaccine trial, and it was largely positive. Moderna shares
10 on the river,
upwards of
so sick.
26%.
This dude was going off in chat before. So seek, so seek. Oh, good hand. So are we gonna get this now? No, we had kings. He cracked our kings. Fair enough, though. We just cracked that ace queen, so. DraftKings is raging, dude. Like, it is on fire. How about that easier? The Aces guy banking a 1K, dude. One day, dude. Please. Could we one day get sponsored and bank a 1K? Oh my god, to be able to even play 1Ks. Trump advisor Kevin Hassett, Fed chief, too pessimistic on economic recovery. Lex is still in the 10K main. Damn. Football back in the EU. Shit is popping off.
Welcome back to Swakland Street. Let's get to a mad dash. Blue pill or red pill for you?
Take
Jim?
the red pill, David. Take the red pill. There is Elon
Talking
Musk
about
is back.
Elon Musk.
He's hilarious as ever. Little cryptic. I suggest people follow. When you take Dayquil and Nyquil, he's
DraftKings bought the rights
At the
to
same
stream
time,
German
a man that
soccer.
plays Hamlet when it comes to
Oh.
Tesla.
Wow.
Adam Jonas, Morgan Stanley, to be bullish or not to be bullish. Today he says playing to win, but at what cost? He says, I love this because he has a life. I mean, he goes out, and well, I don't know, maybe he doesn't go out. Maybe he
My God,
Zooms
look at
people.
Cresco
He
Labs.
says, lately we've been getting asked, Adam, love it when people talk about this, like Jimmy Chill. Adam,
that it's
why
open.
stay with the equal weight? Why can't you be more positive on the stock? Can you imagine being an analyst on Tesla and getting pushed? You know, hey, Adam, how you doing? Why aren't you more
Do I
positive?
really
But he
want
talks about
100
capital
shares of
intensity,
Cresco?
China risk, short-term demand risk, competition from Amazon? Yeah, why not? Fremont potential union risk, better ways to invest in tech, better ways to invest in EV batteries. I will say, Adam, why stay with equal weight? Why can't you be more positive on the stock?
Oh, why can't you be more positive on the stock?
He is unclear because those are some of the more bogus reasons to stay neutral that I've ever heard.
Jim, look at what I mean. This has been a double since
Yeah,
the lows.
This
in,
thing is
in the third week of
popping.
March, right?
Yeah, I mean, this has just
A
been
double.
You had to be in this. This was the one that the growth tech guys, you know, you had to be in this. You had to be in Beyond Meat, and you had to be in my dog Nvidia. And then the rest left behind, and I'm sure there'll be people who sell these because today they want to buy Ford Motor, and then tomorrow Moderna
I'm
will say
feeling
nothing.
green.
We'll be saying, hold it, only
Our
8 for
basket
8.
is
What
what's
that
good.
about?
How you
Let's
doing?
go back and buy Tesla. Or they may buy Tesla anyway just because, I don't know, they're taking the red pill. But it is extraordinary. It's an extraordinary stock, and no one really bulled it this time. It just kind of happened.
Is the stream coming through all smooth? Audio okay?
Kind of happened. The opposite of, say, SoftBank's Vision Fund.
You know?
SoftBank's Vision Fund has been having
Hanging
a
around for the
difficult
bell,
time
got
of
some
it, as
sun.
has Tesla. Yes, that is a fair point.
Got some sunburn yesterday.
Significant losses
Stream
there,
sounds
of course.
beautiful. All right.
Although they are saying, you know, they are saying that
We're gonna
there
survive
are
this
investors,
until the new
that
computer comes.
valuing the Vision Fund at 0 is far too pessimistic, Jim. They
Yeah,
did say
that's-
that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yes.
that's, you know, only oil goes to negative. But this meanwhile, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for T-Mobile
Whoa.
that Deutsche Bank gets more stock? Can they hurt the?
Cresco's about
I mean,
to
Deutsche
shit
Tel,
up
I'm
this.
sorry.
No. Yeah, no, listen. T-Mobile is by far the most important part now of Deutsche Telekom. It's the best investment they ever made. The merger with Sprint.
Got my 100 shares of
There were
Cresco
reports in
Labs.
the Wall Street Journal
Fair
that
enough.
SoftBank is looking to sell additional shares of the combination. Remember, they rolled Sprint into it and obviously own a good amount of it. You could imagine that they would want to potentially monetize some of their stake to just shore things up and help fund a potential buyback at SoftBank that their large shareholder Elliott has been pushing them on.
Woo.
We'll have to wait and see.
ACB
though, on
needed
it.
to
But,
retrace
Jim,
there.
I've been checking around it. I've heard a lot of the story is correct, but there are a couple of things that may not be. So let's just wait a little on that one as well.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, by the way, T-Mobile has been a complete horse. That's another stock. I've developed an index of the stocks that really work. I mean, people are going to say it's going to sell down because of Moderna. Give me a break. I mean, boy, are people going to suddenly start working
We
in the
have
office?
queens over
I
here.
don't think it's going to
There's
happen.
nines. Hold.
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 8 for 8
Yes.
success. I think you could argue it's good for everybody. It's good for the market. Why not leave it at that?
There's the opening bell, guys.
We're
As you can
definitely
see, you get a
getting
pretty
on
good
these
breadth
shares
here
all the
as,
way there.
we get a look at the podium, and the NYSE, of course, will reopen the floor to some small group of traders a week from tomorrow. Jim, what's our thinking on? I mean, we haven't set a policy, I think, yet in terms of our own exposure down there. But to what degree do you want to get it back on that set?
I'm not in a hurry.
G King.
When you listen to what they're trying to do to Stacey Cunningham, you know what she's saying. Look, we're not going to have. There's not going to be like a gigantic when an IPO occurs. Brokers hanging out with each other. There's going to be, say, I guess maybe 3 or 4 around a post. But I think that until I agree with the question that Pele asked, which is that until you get the vaccine, do you really want to go do anything? Why put yourself at risk? I think
Bring it up.
Look, I've got the best mask. I've got a few left, the N95s. I feel good when I have it on. I feel bad when I take it off. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, you know, you were mentioning going back to work. Yeah, sorry, Carl, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you know, we got lots of pictures from the production floor at Aston Martin in Wales this morning. People on the line in masks, putting cars together. We'll get some of those out of the automakers. The president's going to Detroit
ADMA
on Thursday.
poppin', let's
City's
go,
bringing 600
baby.
people back to their Hong Kong office. So, I mean, these are all issues that people will wrestle with.
Oh, it said last traded for 12 cents, June 19. What are you selling here for? Bid is fucking 0. Do not get greedy and just take the $10 at 20 cents. I'm fair with that too. Demo, bong rips for breakfast, wake and bake. LABD, is it fucked? LABD. Where did that guy go? Oh! Oh. Dude, Jesus, wrecked, bro. I'll be back when it hits 20. They'll be back in 20 years.
Give their customers their actual, the guys who have retail, give them a break. But no one ever lowers rates.
Yeah, although the question becomes, Jim, the question becomes how much of a break. I mean, as you well know, a lot of them have debt that's been securitized, that's backed up by the rents that are coming in.
Right.
Whether it be retail or whether it be
His grandchild will be back for him. Oh my God.
Yeah, they have some room, but
Poor
they may
guy.
not have as much as you think.
It's never
in terms
coming
of
back.
The ability to lower those
He spent
rents
it.
or where the marketplace is going to take them.
Take Two Interactive is
regardless.
taking
I mean,
a
so we
nosedive.
may end
Holy
up with,
shit.
I don't know if it'll be bankruptcies, but
My
restructurings
God,
of some
look at
kind of
that.
some of these things, and certainly we can imagine buildings that are going to undergo that.
No, you're right. You're right. I
there's
feel like a
yeah.
Tanger. I mean, you know, Tanger. This was a good company, and Tanger's now at 6. I mean, it's a real company. I mean, you know, you look at a company that was a real company for years and years and years, which was Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust. It's at $1. But you're absolutely right, David. What these guys levered up, and the guy who didn't, Simon, he has a pretty good balance sheet. I still wait to hear, David, what you're going to say.
Look at Cresco's fucking sleeper over here. I'm telling you. This is a sleeper. This is some shit I'll never sell. No
I
selling.
really don't. You know, you've got any number of people who participate in what we call event investing now, or the old risk arbitrage, who have gone over that contract with a fine-tooth comb, who are looking at anything that might be used to Mr. Simon's advantage to try to either get a reduction in price or walk away, but they are not finding that at this point, Jim.
Nope.
It doesn't mean that Mr. Simon would not be aggressive in trying to figure it out, or that he will at the very least just slow walk this deal, take as long as he possibly can in terms of closing. he obviously has to wished he'd waited just a couple of weeks
Right,
because it would have made all the difference after waiting so many years to buy this company.
I know.
Because we know they had interest in it for a decade or more.
But his stock is up nicely today. It's so interesting, of course, what's up? Well, the cruise ships, because of Moderna. Oh, Moderna has 8 people, so let's book a cruise. Apache, well, we're not going under, right? SL Green, we're actually better than you think. And look at Delta. Wow, I guess we're going to be flying. I don't know. I think that when you fly to certain countries, there's a 2-week quarantine. It really is not a great thing for when you have a week off.
Yeah.
Well, how are we going to get to Italy? We got to fly. Yeah.
Well, we can't. We can't cruise there. Actually, you could cruise there. You could go around. No, we're not going to do that. I'm trying to bring my daughter home from Spain in July. And, I said, listen, I think you might need goggles. And she goes, well, why don't you just buy me a hazmat suit? Any hazmat suits?
Yeah, international travel, Jim.
Any hazmat suits?
Get off the plane, going into customs. I mean,
I
depending on
think
the
Jim
country you're
Cramer's
going
gonna
to,
put
it's
her on
gonna
a
be
private jet. Craig.
Given the quarantine policies of certain countries. I do want to ask you about levels here, because getting back to this fib level, which we talked about last week, around 29.32, this is the third test. The high of the move, DRW is saying, was 29.55.
Damn,
That was in
ACB
late
jumping.
April. But how badly
Look
do
at
we
that
need to bust
jump.
through this line?
We have to. I think it's really key. I think that you can't just keep having these. But remember, you have, this is a really big week for earnings. I mean, huge. And Walmart is a dominant stock, and psychologically, Home
People
Depot,
don't even know about Cresco.
dominant
Look
stock.
at how
Lowe's,
little
a Target
volume
really
there
matters.
is on it.
By the way, all the people who felt that certain stocks that have been doing well are going to start selling off. I go back to Nvidia. I mean, it does, again, reports this week, but there's no sign that Nvidia's done, in part because there's a big gaming cycle, and in part because they have those inference chips, the ones that really can actually understand slang. Ultimately, the inference chips will replace people when you have a party, because there's always people who you don't want at your party. You can handpick all of your holograms, and you can just program them to say you're a great guy. You know what
Nvidia,
I love?
huh?
David, those how you would
Just
finally have
forever,
friends,
just
right? You remember
Nvidia
you sit on
forever.
there, you don't really care for friends.
They do pay a
This would be
dividend,
for
but
you.
God, you
David,
need
I just think
30,000,
it's great. You come in, you need a
35,600
haircut. David, if
I do.
to get
I do
100
right
shares of
now.
Nvidia right now.
I
Believe
need
it
a
or not,
haircut.
Jensen
And I
Wong
do-
showed me that. Not about you.
I do have friends, I swear I do. And you have taken that one statement and played it so many different ways, Jim, and you'll never forget it.
No,
will
that's
you?
it. I'm never
You
going to mention
will.
it again.
Yeah.
Just like you told me never to mention Bob Backus from Viacom, I'm not going to mention that again. How's that stock doing?
I'm glad we can laugh.
How did you get
yeah.
Viacom? How did you know it was going to 2-for-1 split? How did you know that?
I did not know that.
I would love
the
if
stock
D
is
King
up
would
nicely
stay
this
below
morning after I
$37.
reported that not terrible quarter recently, as you know. And I mean, listen, the surprise name. Look at Disney this morning, guys. Up over
Shorted.
7%.
So heavily shorted.
Wow.
If people bet against them, next thing you know, they're going to have a saliva test to get in wherever you want. I mean, why do people bet against? When Iger came back, wasn't that a strong signal that you shouldn't bet against Disney? I thought it was.
Came back. I mean, he never really left.
No, he
Your
never
point
really
is
left.
what? That he was reported to
Wow.
taking more responsibility again. I mean,
So
as you might
many shares
imagine,
of
given he's
ACV
there,
are moving
He's
right
very
now.
actively involved, as Mr. Chapek is the company's CEO.
Right.
Talk about timing, though. Ooh,
True.
What a time to take over as CEO for an icon, and then you run into this.
But
Wow.
the stock's hot. It's stock bottomed. There were a lot of
Yeah.
shorts ahead of the quarter because people feel, well, if you were going to cut it, if you're going to get rid of the dividend, shouldn't the stock be down? It didn't do that. There's a lot of counterintuitive nature. If you're a short seller, almost everything. Imagine if you bet, you know what? I'm going to bet that Disney eliminates its dividend. Well, yeah, but the stock went up huge. I mean, there's a level of buoyancy, and then we hear about the Fed. No one's mentioned how the Fed's pumping in money, so I just
Wow, this
mentioned it.
thing is
I had an outfit on this weekend.
raging.
Okay, this weekend I do my show at home.
40%.
Now this is one you
All
gotta
the
love
shorts
this.
have to cover.
No
That's what it
sports,
is.
Right? Can we all stipulate there's no sports? Except for maybe ping
No,
pong.
no sports.
Okay, so this stock is now up 100%.
Amazing.
Jason Robbins
Fucking
was on
amazing.
talking about, the Korean baseball, okay? And really, I mean, they'll bet on anything. I'm waiting for them to bet on raindrops. Look at this stock. This is what people are afraid of. They're saying, oh, will you give me a break? A stock that is about gambling with nothing to bet on. But then again, there's some NASCAR this weekend and
ACB.
there's golf. They bet on golf, They bet on golf.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
I mean, Jim, I
should
watched the
also
interview
put
that you
in
did, and of course, it's
live
worth mentioning
now.
this was a special purpose acquisition corporation again. By the way, man, we're seeing a lot of those. Everybody wants to do a SPAC.
That's supposed to be
you're
the
a hedge
top.
fund, you're going to do a SPAC. I mean, it is all the rage right now to do these special purpose acquisition corporations. That is one of the more successful ones that we've seen, DraftKings.
It is. I mean,
This
I
is
thought
the
special
craziest
purpose
short
acquisition
squeeze
was
ever. All these
not
people that
being
were
like
short
the
cannabis
jerk
stocks are
Steve
just
Martin,
fucking
but it's not.
blowing it out of the water
I
right
guess
now.
we should.
All right.
Fidelity did say last night, guys, nearly $5 trillion in money market funds. That's 16% of market cap. So there's a lot of dry powder out there, and it's increasingly evident this morning. Every Dow stock's in the green. Let's get to Bob Pisani. Bob?
Okay. And the important thing, guys, we got a triple whammy going here. We got generally positive comments from the Fed chairman, that Moderna vaccine news, and we've got a nice oil rally too. In fact, we got a nice commodity rally. Metals are rallying, although gold noticeably down ever since that Moderna announcement. Let me just show you the S&P, because what's it worth to get a vaccine? Or hopes for a vaccine? About 35 points on the S&P. Look at that, 730. Moderna came out, and we just went straight up from there, sitting near the highs for the day. And important where we're at right now. Let me show you the S&P the last 3 months, because 2939 was the old recent high, the April 29th high. We've been struggling to get over that, haven't been able to, and you see we're essentially sitting right there. We can get over that. We'll go back to the highs that we had in March. We were descending in the early part of March, but nice to get over 2939 on a close if we can. This is all about reopening hopes again, and hopes for a vaccine. Travel and entertainment stocks, you want to watch them on days when there's optimism. They're all up, and you can see that. And look at these airlines, all up nicely.
What's the play?
Those
Swanson
airlines,
710 cannabis
awful lot of
stocks,
cash
bro.
burn going on with them. So any kind
Cannabis
of hopes that
stocks.
things might be getting back to normal. And even
How do
going
I
this
make a
way,
post? Why
it's gonna
can't I
help.
log in?
Sectors, banks have
I
been
don't know what
enormous
it
high
is.
employers. There's some catching up for the banks to do, but
I don't
they're all
know what
rallying.
it
That's
is.
nice to
I don't
see
know what
today.
it
Energy
is.
Also really good. Tech is lagging, and this is very interesting. If you look at the mega caps, remember, a lot behind this recent rally has been the mega cap names. Look at this. We're not really doing much with the mega caps today. That's interesting. That means some of these may be using as sources of funds to buy other things today. I think that's important. Let me just show you, by the way, the mega caps in the second quarter. You think they're not how important they are? I just want to show you. We're talking about 26% increases in Facebook. We're only halfway through the second quarter. And look at these numbers for these mega caps. So if these start flattening out and the market keeps moving up, boy, that would be really healthy rotation today. So again, we're halfway through the second quarter. What are we up? 10%, 11% for the S&P 500. Put up the major indices in the second quarter here. But again, as I keep arguing, this is largely a mega cap tech rally. Don't kid yourself. Look at growth there, up 15%.
Mega cap
value, which is mostly
tech
banks and a few
rally.
energy stocks. Look at that. Way lag. That's a big dispersion between growth and value here. So just look where we are.
ACB
And again,
craziness
today's the
this
halfway
morning.
point for the second half. So
It's all
everyone
the
says
shorts
this is the
getting
worst quarter.
squeezed,
We'll
dude.
see
They're
what's
getting
going
all.
on.
They have
Look
to
at
buy
the
back all
sectors
these
here.
fucking
Energy
shares.
is rallying. Tech's been the big rally there. And you see banks down, transports down, REITs down. This is before the opening today, but you get the point. This is an unusually wide dispersion in sectors after just 6 weeks of performance. So a lot of catching up to do right here. What's interesting is the trader sentiment. It's mostly bearish. People aren't terribly enthusiastic because they're concerned about the rollout and the reopening. So retail bearish sentiment's pretty high. That AAII number is 53% bearish. Yikes, that's pretty high. Equity ETF in mutual funds, it's
Still only at $1.41 pre-split price. Yeah, but it's raging though.
Is this bad news? Actually, as you
I
know,
feel like
folks,
this
these
is
are
the bottom.
contrarian indicators. This is good news. So what we call the pain trade.
She's on the way.
The trade that would cause the most distress.
46% today? I mean,
is higher,
Jesus, dude.
and that's certainly being exhibited today.
Look at
Guys, I got
that.
My first haircut in 3 months. I had my barber
From
in the
five-
backyard.
From
Backyard.
$5.30, it's
Out in the
tripled
fresh
up.
air,
It's fucking tripled up in
with
3
him
trading
wearing a
days.
mask, and me sitting there, and I got it done. 3 months.
Hey, man.
Finally worked.
Al fresco. That's the way to go. You look good, Bob. Thanks. Bob's point about the reflation trade has everybody watching back-end rates as well. Let's get to Rick Santelli on this Monday. Hey, Rick.
Hello, Carl. Well, whether it's reinflation or just reinflating the equity markets, we certainly do see rates starting to perk up just a bit, and it's mostly long maturities. If you look at a 2-day of twos, certainly at 16 basis points, we're up a bit, or a basis point higher than Friday's highs, and we're higher than Friday's closes because it did close towards the higher end of the range. So 10-year notes are up 4 basis
Fucking
points.
trash company waits to
48.
why are they
Let's
going to
look
the
at
moon?
chart.
50% loss. What the fuck?
April 1st, and the reason this is important,
Dude, they sold
stocks are flirting with some
30,000 pounds of
points here that are
cannabis in a
very
quarter.
significant. If you
In a
look at where
quarter,
stocks were
dude.
Before the big coronavirus break in
That's a
March,
lot of
and where
cannabis.
The lows were, there's 24,000 plus in the Dow, for example, hovering near a midpoint. Well, the same could be true for the highs in the fixed income space as stocks do make these bounces.
Cresco
So for April, it
Labs,
was 77
easy.
basis points was a high yield close.
Easy choice, dude.
So at 68,
Cresco,
you
get
can
that
see that's
American
the
exposure,
immediate area
dude.
that traders are gonna be
Cresco
looking at
Labs,
for
let me
resistance.
tell you.
And if you go back to
Said-
March, where we had
said-
the full effects of the
thank
coronavirus
you for the
on
follow.
economy and rates, you'll see
Are you
that
good at this?
after
Who the
the
fuck
initial
knows?
drop
Who
of
knows?
54 basis
I'm not a
points
billionaire
on the
yet,
left there,
said.
the highest yield
We're gonna
close
try.
we had was right around 120, right around mid-March. That is your second bogey.
I'm no billionaire
for
yet.
watching as these markets may normalize on the longer maturities, but with the near-term deflationary pressures, the reflation trade and the stock reflation trade are maybe a little further down the road for the fixed income space. And finally,
What
if
is
you
your
look at
portfolio
how
till
the
now? We
year-to-date
have
pans
ACB,
out, let's not
ADMA,
forget
Bank of
that
America,
Treasuries in the 10-year
CGC.
closed
This
at
is
192
Aurora
at the end of
Cannabis.
last year. And
This
high
is
yield, low price for the year was
Canopy
established
Growth.
the first day of the year.
ADMA
So
is
there's a lot
Adma
of bogeys,
Biologics.
a lot of moguls we have to get
This
over.
is
In the near
DraftKings.
term, be looking right around 3/4 of 1%.
This is Duke
right around
Energy we actually
75
sold
to
out of this
77
morning,
basis
and
points
NRZ
of
is
the
a
large-term position.
real estate
So,
REIT.
Jim David,
I'm
back to you.
growing and learning, so we started a year ago.
Thanks for
We
setting us
started
up on that,
a little
Jim,
over a year
because
ago.
Morgan Stanley today says this is one of the key
I'm growing and learning.
questions, not just for whether banks take leadership again, but for markets at large. These back-end rates, they've got a ratio of cyclical
made
to
$10
defensive
in the-
equity, which normally tracks the
those puts
10-year,
that we
but is
sold
now
today.
spiking
Yes, we
higher.
sold these and
Their
made
question is,
$10.
will the 10-year yield follow that?
Look, the Achilles
He's
heel of
self-educated.
this market, nobody talks about. It's not the
That's the
cruise
truth.
ships.
That's the
It's
truth.
not some retail. It's Wells Fargo. It's the banks, and they're screaming today. And I think that really matters because when you talk about the banks, they have.
I almost want to buy
What
another
their
200
sponsors
shares
say
of fucking
is default,
Cresco
default,
Labs
default.
right now.
But if they can make some money off of the rates, that would be terrific. And if we get some a good spring housing market, that would be great.
Get her
But
done.
and David, you know you're worried about this too. We watched Wells Fargo get cut in half, and that's one of the that's a gigantic bank.
Yeah, we watched it last week, Jim, as its market cap approached briefly, maybe even fallen below $90 billion. Its dividend yield was at 9%, but it has had a significant rally off those lows. I guess we're talking over 10%.
Aurora, baby, don't
Maybe
even
you're
have to make a
talking
move
about
today. Just sell the call
$100
contracts I
billion
made last week
again.
and call it a
Hard to imagine
day.
a bank that once sported a market value of over $250 billion.
They're destroying it today.
Did well as one of the leaders, but also very levered to the consumer. You've made the point, oil and
I have
gas.
a feeling it's not
an
going to stop,
unimportant
dude.
Part of their portfolio to some
CGC
extent.
reports in a week,
And
10 days.
just overall
CGC reports in
concerns
10
about
days.
The viability of those groups and sectors, and how much and how big the write-offs are going to need to be.
Well, you did have the Saudi fund come in and buy Citi, which has been a terrible stock.
We're in for 300 shares at $4.30 in Cresco.
But when they weren't allowed to buy back stock, that was really it. They turned out to be houses of cards, and I cannot believe how badly they've acted. Were they really the bottom bid at all times? I don't know. Seems like they were.
Yeah. Goldman is the lead of the
D.
group
King slipping.
performing the worst, in part because of, I guess, Buffett's decision to sell a position that he did take over 10, 11, 12 years ago, right? It was during the crisis when he got that incredible deal that only Buffett can get.
Look, I guess it doesn't matter what price he got out, given that, because it's a pretty bad price for some of it.
Guys, we'll watch this open. Cashin's point a few moments
Whoa,
ago was
feel a
to
little
expect some
seasick, like I'm
resistance
rocking in a
resistance
boat on
around
Sea of Thieves right now.
29.50, 29.75. We're a shade below
I would
that.
love if NRZ would stay below $6. The market's starting to bleed off now. We came in hot, and Now we're gonna bleed off, aren't we? Looks like it. We're not going to 300. There's no way. Is there? 300 on the SPY today? Is that even a thing? Is that even a thing? Does everything bleed off for the day? I'm kind of interested to see that happen, to be honest. I'm gonna leave you up while I run to the bakery for my morning Rockstar and apple. Oh my god, that's what's up. Apple fritter.
Take a look at
I
some
need
of
to
the
stand
Dow
up.
Gainers quarter today. Home
Stand the
Depot,
fuck up.
32%,
We need the fucking electric
followed by
desk to get
Chevron,
here.
Dow, Disney, Apple,
Need the new
Home
computer
Depot,
and the
of course, one of
electric
big
desk to
retailers
get here,
that
Chad.
report tomorrow, along with Walmart and others this week. We're back in a moment.
Home Depot's probably killing it. Home Depot's probably killing it. Uh-oh, there goes ACB back to VWAP quick. The whole market. Psych. Psych. Fake out. Down we keep going. We're only 30 minutes into the trading day. What other things were we looking at? Is Nvidia just raging? Nvidia burning off. Damn, they told all those people this morning to buy Nvidia and now it's tanking. They were like, hold the bag, motherfucker. Hold the bag. Oh my god. NRZ going down below $6 would be tight. D King staying below 35 would be amazing. I wouldn't mind if Aurora went down below 13 as well.
Let's get to Jim and stop trading.
I love Alaska. It's just so much fun to go to. And
Jim loves Alaska.
$100 cruise that you can book for next year, May 21, for a Norwegian cruise. If you believe in Moderna and you like cruises, this is a $2,900 value that Frank Del Rio's got going, and it's on the Norwegian Bliss, which is a beautiful ship. And what I'm saying is that if you think that cruises are done, think again at the deals. And by the way, you can cancel. So I mean, this is to me a great bet on a vaccine, and I think that when you see that you can cancel and the trips are amazing and the boat is beautiful, I've been on it, I just say to myself, what is that stock doing down this low? And with the fewest COVID numbers of attack,
Norwegian
when you look at the
cruise
CDC
lines.
page and also the Miami Herald. So I don't know, maybe Hope Springs Eternal, this is the one you want to buy?
Yeah.
Norwegian
that's exactly the right
cruise
word,
line.
because we really don't know yet. So given that, what are you going to cover tonight?
Well, I'm going to cover Avaya, which is one of these, a company that does the Zoomy, right? I mean, they do it with Ring Central, which is fantastic, and it's a much higher resolution.
Denny's.
And then I've got John Miller. Look, are we going to be able to open up the country? If you can open up the country, let's get the Grand Slam at Denny's. And then old friend Scott Sperling.
get it going.
We're talking about how much these hospitals have spent, and also the ways to treat COVID people, which are not being treated correctly in other places. What a show. David, I'm never going to mention again that you said that you didn't have any friends and didn't like friends. That's done. Okay, that's
First
done.
of all,
That's
is not
done.
Finished.
That is-
Finished.
All right, I'll see you at the Amalfi Coast. You
Gotcha.
take care of
Sorrento.
yourself till then.
We'll go to Sorrento.
Yeah.
It'll be double by then.
Yeah. Take Norwegian Cruise Lines on the way there, guys. Jim, we'll see you tonight.
You too, Carl.
Squawk on the Street continues in just a moment.
Damn, we're cruising, baby. Net liquidity of $9,500 right now. Let's go. LABD Jesus. What's up with UAVs? UAVs. $1.32. I mean, you know. You lost 80%. Oh my god, didn't it hit like $6 at one point? Take two. How's Bank of America doing today? Banks are just getting destroyed. Options noob, we're doing good. We're doing good, we're doing good. DraftKings burning off the energy here. Burning off its energy. The value of our account is $9,500
Good Monday
right
morning.
now.
Welcome to Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla.
$9,500.
Live from separate locations on a morning where the markets are ripping higher on several positive headlines. Reopening auto production in Detroit. An upbeat Jay Powell on 60 Minutes last night. Moderna with some positive data in its phase 1 vaccine trial, which does involve humans. All of those things adding together for some fuel for the bulls. And now some NAHB numbers.
And started with, it's complicated. Because I merged accounts from Robinhood and stuff.
The sharpest one-month drop in the history of the
from
index in
M1.
April, home builder sentiment
This
bounced
account
up
started
7
with
points in May to 37, according to the National Association of
$6,000.
Homeowners, and that is slightly higher than expected.
$6,000.
Still below 50, which is negative
Like
territory,
6,500
well
probably,
week's
somewhere in
reading
there,
of
like
66.
6,000 to
The home building was
6,500.
deemed an essential business in most states, so construction has continued, and buyers are coming back, either virtually
I'd probably say
or in
closer to
person as states
6,500.
lift stay-at-home orders. Of the index's 3 components, current sales conditions rose 6 points to 42.
Gotta run this thing up to 25K, then fully degen day trading.
46, and buyer traffic rose
Have you
8 points
tried
to
eToro?
21.
No, I've
All
not
still
tried
negative,
eToro.
but
I like
record low
TD
mortgage rates
Ameritrade
are
is
helping.
amazing.
The average on the 30-year fixed hit yet another
Can
new low
copy
last
traders
Friday,
there,
and
really.
the supply of existing homes for sale
I
is
do my own
also
thing.
at
I'm
a
doing my
record
own
low.
learning.
Builder sentiment
E-Trade
rose
is
across
much
all
more,
regions,
you have the
strongest in
real-time
West,
data, the
weakest
platform
in
is
the
strong.
Northeast. David?
There's tons of educational
Diana,
tools
thank
on
you.
here,
Diana
and you
Olick,
can
as
actually
Carl
call
mentioned, of course,
somebody
we are
and
off
get
to a
help.
very strong start here in the first half hour of trading with the S&P up over 2.5 or right at a 2.5% gain thus far. Chairman Powell's comments on 60 Minutes program over the weekend, certainly one reason. But another key one, hopes for a vaccine, and that involves the company Moderna. Meg Terrell has that news for us this morning after an interview with the company's CEO earlier on Squawk Box. Meg.
Oh, good morning, David. These are the first human
good
clinical
morning,
trial
David.
results we're seeing of any COVID-19 vaccine, and they are encouraging. However, they are early. We'll give you the data, but just with some caveats. You know, this is a small trial that was done in relatively young and healthy volunteers. So there are going to be more questions to be answered in later stages of the trials. But what we saw in this phase 1 study was a dose-dependent response, meaning the higher the dose, the more of an immune response the participants generated. After 2 doses, they say all patients developed antibodies to the virus. 8 out of 8 patients who were
See how far Aurora wants to go.
showed neutralizing antibodies, meaning ones that stopped the virus from being able to infect cells. They did observe antibody levels, they said, that were similar to or higher than those generated by people who've recovered from COVID-19. Overall, they said the vaccine appeared to be generally safe and well tolerated. Some of the side effects they saw were some injection site reactions, fatigue, fever at the highest dose, things you do see sometimes with vaccines. And they say now they plan to start a phase 3 trial in July. Now this timeline is incredibly compressed. They just got into human studies in March, and the way that they're doing this is really overlapping the trials. So they're starting the phase 2 based on the safety data from phase 1. Then they plan to start the phase 3 in July based on the safety data from phase 2 and the efficacy data generated from phase 1 to try to guide the doses that they'll select.
I
for
fucking
that
trust
trial.
Aurora.
Well, the
I
next
placed
question, of
them
course,
at
is going
like
to be manufacturing.
350
They've
Friday
signed a
and
deal
got them
with
at
Lonza to
$1.33.
try to
Damn, that's what's
manufacture
up.
up to 1 billion doses per year of this vaccine.
I honestly
We
want
talked
them to
with
go below
Stefan Bancel,
13 so I
CEO
can
of
keep my
Moderna,
100 shares
about
in the
that
call I
response
sold
this morning.
against
Here's
them.
what
So
he
I'm
said.
happy for the sell-off. I'm
We
happy for
already,
the
as you know,
sell-off.
working on process scale-up, and with our Lonza partnership, we said we could go up to 1 billion dose per year. What is clear is with this new data, which we just got at the end of last week, we're going to increase our investment in capital equipment, in raw materials.
I have a feeling what's going to happen though is it's going to fucking bleed off
We know
until
every dose
CGC
is gonna
reports in
matter.
like a week. And if they're
So
doing
guys, even
good,
as all of
if
these
they're
companies
making
are trying to
moves like
figure out
Aurora
whether they can
is,
make vaccines that actually work against
the
COVID-19,
market's going to just
a huge
rip up
question
again.
is going to be the supply of those vaccines if they are successful. And the company's chief medical officer saying on their conference call today that demand is going to outstrip supply at the beginning. So it's going to be a major question. Guys?
Meg Terrell. Meg, thank you. That's certainly having an effect on the markets this morning. Dow up 700 at the moment. Strong rally to kick off the week with stocks across the board in the green today. Jonathan Golub joins us from Credit Suisse and Samantha Azzarello of JP Morgan to talk about what to do in this environment. Jonathan, how much is the market banking here on
What to do in this environment?
You know, I think that we're overplaying the near-term news. If there was absolutely no news of a vaccine, the stock market would probably be up today the same way that it's been up the last, months or more. And this is really a story of huge amount of liquidity and stimulus.
Smoke
coming
weed
from the
every
government.
day.
And if
We
you look
do.
at the overall
Cookies are
news
good,
flow,
Lol. What's good? How you
I'm
doing
not
this
sure
morning?
that it would by itself.
What's everybody
warrant
else
the kind of
looking
move
at?
we've
What's
had right here.
everybody else looking at? What charts do you
Samantha,
guys
are
want
you
me to
as
pull up?
skeptical as Jonathan?
Stocks are dangerous now. I believe they are.
Right now
I
is
believe
tied
they
to
are.
a bunch of different things, whether we're going up or we're going down, right? It's
You got to be careful
vaccine
now. I
news, it's
agree.
treatment news, it's Jay Powell speaking. We know
Buena
that.
Ventura
I
Mining
think,
bringing
though,
earnings
there's a little
today.
bit of a
What's the ticker on
disconnect
that?
between the real side of the economy, what's happening with the macro data, right? In particular, the labor market, and then what's happening on the financial side, just given that spreads have tightened, which is obviously good. The market is up, which is good, and conditions are loose. So I think we're just monitoring that gap between one and the other to kind of see where things go over the next, couple months.
Yeah, Jonathan, Samantha
Jonathan?
mentions that gap. I mean, sorry, Sarah. Jonathan, we've got an S&P down, what, 9%
Cresco
now
was
for
as
the
high
year.
as
When I look at
15 bucks.
2021 and what your
As
expected
low as
earnings
almost
are
$2,
for,
$1.94 was the
corporate
low.
America, I mean, what kind of a multiple am I backing into? When am I going to be potentially disappointed, or will I not be?
Well, first of all, I mean, and this year the expectations are for $125 of S&P profits. That's down 25% from last year, and the number is falling further. That basically puts the
EVN.
market multiple at 21. What's so important about that is,
So what do
before we
these
went
guys
into this
do? What do they
crisis,
mine?
the market was trading at a multiple of 19 times, and people were complaining or concerned that the market was overvalued at 19 when we have today a market that's much more expensive.
Reduce,
and
sell,
the
neutral,
risks are
avoid. Oh my god. A precious metals company. The company is engaged in exploration, mining, and processing of gold, silver, and other metals in Peru. Company segments include production and sale of minerals, exploration, development, blah, 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 blah. Book value per share, $11. Not profitable. What's the ticker for eToro? Do they have a ticker? Said reduce, sell, neutral. Return on equity, negative 43 cents. I'm good. I'm good on that. I pass. I'm gonna have to take a hard pass, if that's okay. Super hard pass. Look at the run-up Aurora had and the slow burn down it had. That's pretty interesting. 2016 here, that's the end of 2016. It was trading at like 26 bucks, the low of 0. This is where it opened, I guess. All the way up to 150 a fucking share. High risk equals high return on money lost. Or money lost, that's true. I mean, these guys sold 30,000 pounds of weed in a fucking quarter. That's a lot of weed, yo. That's a lot of weed. Look at it raging. They're not stopping. It ain't stopping, dude. They're going back to 150. Before you blink, dude. Before you blink, a couple quarters, pot stocks are going to be expensive again, dude. Before you blink by the new year, let me tell you. Producing weed like it grows on trees. Even faster than trees. It grows like a weed. I have a bunch of fam on Wall Street. They all told me to stay away after that down split. What do you mean? They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They haven't been in the cannabis industry and they don't have a cannabis cup medal. Tell them to take another look. Ask them how salty they are right now. Oh, man. Dude, they're gonna kill the fuck out of the black market, dude. They're the black market's wet fucking dream, dude. They're gonna make products that the black market can't make. Once it's beyond flower, dude, it's over. The game is over, dude. It's gonna be like alcohol. You're gonna be able to go to your grocery store and pick up a 6-pack of fucking Budweiser, a bottle of fucking vodka if you want, and some weed and hash and shit. Give it 10 years. Asking if I hit them. Tell them my buddy did. Twitch.tv/RandCorp. Wall Street this dick! Fucking course I did. Out here in Lex. Oh, man. We'll see when CGC reports how really poppin' it gets, though. I mean, it's up 41% from Friday. That's pretty fucking insane. That's insanity. Somebody flipped the switch somewhere. You know what I mean? The switch got flipped, and it went from short these bitches to, oh my god, cover and go long. They're selling so much fucking pot. Like, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? CGC, if this burns off and we can free up some cash to get another 100 shares of CGC, I'm not against doing it before they report in 10 days. The boys in the triangle aren't thrilled these days, though. Well, if they don't put their money in fucking Cresco, if they don't fucking learn how to beat the game, that's their fucking fault. Either get a job in the industry, learn how to beat the game yourself, start your own company, or buy the fucking stocks of the people that are killing it while you have the time. If you fucking sit back and just fucking get fucking choked out to nothing, that's your fault. Right? I got a buddy that brokered a big pharma CBD deal. He's pulling in like 28K every time they make a move. Dirtbag just started calling farmer companies saying he knows some farmers, and it worked. Dude, I mean, dude, there's crazy deals out there to be made, for sure. We got our new website up, dude. We've been selling. It's been awesome. SoulSourceHemp.com. Get you some. I'm invested in a farm right now. I might go hemp next time. The farms are scary, man. I know a lot of farms that are going out of business because, like, the raw product is easy and it's going to be cheap and the price is falling. Everybody's opening these farms at today's prices, and today's prices aren't going to be there. Like, it's gone. It's making a product out of it. You have to have, like, the end product in the sales. Tons of hemp farmers just sitting on tons of raw biomass that's not going anywhere. You gotta be like Cresco and own all the fucking dispensaries and everything as well. You know what I mean? I just believe these guys are so little late on the hemp train. Yeah, it's over. The game is over. You have to work it backwards, dude. Like, I paid so... I can't even say what I just paid for a kilo of CBD. I can't. I just got another kilo of CBD. I've never paid the same price twice, and the price has always gone down. It has never gone up. Farming's all about making enough to pay for your land. Getting rich off of farming is super difficult. I believe that. Most people I honestly know that own farms, and I don't know if this about Scott, but other people, a lot of them lease their land to other farmers and get enough to pay the fucking taxes just to keep holding their land. You know what I mean? Like, they're not even really profiting that much. And neither is the farmer who's fucking farming it. A lot of farmers I know actually also receive checks not to farm their land. Like, not to grow tobacco and shit. Or to not grow corn. I farmed for a long time. I got out of it when my daughter was born now just to put up some money and take some at the end. We just rent in Mendo. That's what's up. I've driven through there a lot. Unless you have a brigade of Central American labor, good luck! Oh my god. What's up on some automated fucking tractors and shit?
4 weeks,
you know,
after reopening, Sarah, that you see
your
that
thoughts on
potential
why
split.
CBD, CBDMD? What is
Was
that?
the hardest hit, or one
Why
of the hardest hit states
CBD?
is New York. Governor Cuomo giving the green light to 3 regions in
Fuck their
upstate New York to
shit.
begin a
Fuck these
phased
people. I don't
reopening
even know who they
for this
are.
past weekend on Saturday, the city of Ithaca,
I have no
located
idea
in
who they are.
Tompkins County,
Dude,
began
Cresco
resuming
for American
manufacturing,
exposure.
wholesale
You want
trade,
American
curbside
exposure?
retail, and
You want somebody who
agricultural.
fucking owns
If all goes
MJ
to plan, the
BizCon,
city
like
says
they've got
most
all the
offices,
ads. They
in-person
fucking
retail
own
and
all of Illinois
professional
gangster
services will
style.
resume business
They
in
got
about
shit
2
in
weeks.
Florida.
Joining us now
They have shit on
following
the
first
East
phase
Coast. Like
reopening is the
Cresco's
mayor of
huge.
Ithaca, Savante Myrick.
Cresco's
Mr. Mayor,
fucking
nice
huge.
to have you with us
You
this
want
morning.
American exposure
Thank
to
you so much.
cannabis
I really appreciate it.
on the stock market. You definitely do. I
It's
just
our
bought
pleasure.
Cresco
All right, phase
today.
1, what's it going to mean for your city? What are
And
your
then
expectations? and what are
CGC
you
is your
seeing on the
best
ground
Canadian
in
stock
terms of
for
reopening?
real. CGC.
Sure,
ACB
well,
is just
we are,
roaring because
we are
they just
cautiously
reported,
optimistic.
and they got beat the
I am
fuck
very,
down. They lost like
very
90% of their
proud
value. They have nowhere to go but up.
Really an economic engine.
Nowhere to
for
go
our
but
people.
up.
We're the fastest growing economy.
And
in the
we've
state.
all, they've
The
been
fastest growing
freaked
economy.
out about them not making
We
it.
have
They're
the
gonna go
lowest
bankrupt for
unemployment,
fucking a
better
year
jobs
now. Like
figures
it's
even
over.
in New York City. And
It's over.
that's
The
been
game
case
is
for
over.
about
You're looking
6,
at the next
7
fucking
years now.
Budweiser, Coors Light, and
We shut
fucking
down our economy
Miller
very
right here.
quickly and did
I'm
a
telling
tremendous
you.
job, really, of social
I'm
distancing.
fucking telling you.
People here listened to the scientists, took it very seriously, and we ramped up our testing capacity. So, in fact, we've had 0
These
COVID
people have
deaths,
fucking
even though we are,
hundreds of millions
here
of
in New
dollars
York
to play
State,
with. Hundreds
and
of
we have
millions.
been testing our testing capacity
Each of
through
them.
the roof. All those things.
CGC
tell
has
us
billions
that now
behind
is a safe time to begin reopening, and particularly around construction, we think that'll be a positive thing. But
I think
should just say,
CGC is good exposure too, because I
cannot
think they
actually get
report
back
on
to
the
where we were. We
29th in
cannot
like
be
10
this
days from
economic
now,
powerhouse again
11 days from
unless
now.
the rest of the nation and frankly the
So
rest
you'll
of the
probably
world
get a run up
gets the
towards their
virus under
earnings
control,
and through
because
it if they're
a big
doing
part
as
of our
good as
strength is our
ACB is,
interconnectedness.
which I can't
And,
imagine. I mean,
if
they're
we're not sure if our
they're better
students can come back
exposed,
to
I
the
think,
United
than
States,
ACB.
or
So
if parents in
should be
California will
interesting.
feel comfortable sending their kids to Cornell in the fall, then our economy won't get back to where it was.
Cresco does
Yeah,
not
well, there
trade
is.
on
You mentioned
Robinhood. It
Cornell,
is
of course,
pink
Ithaca
sheets.
College also so
It
important
is
to your
pink
overall
sheets. All the
economy, and
American
adding,
stocks are pink
hundreds
sheets. You
of
can't
millions of
fucking buy them on
dollars.
Robinhood.
What is
You
your
need to get
latest
that
read
TD
on
Ameritrade,
Cornell
brother.
and the likelihood of it reopening?
You need to get on this TD Ameritrade
Yeah,
shit.
With students on the campus.
Right. So Cornell University, TC3, and Ithaca College have all made the decisions not only to shut down this semester and the summer, but they're all waiting to see if they can reopen in the fall. And again, much depends on not only what we can do here, and this is where it's a bit frustrating.
Cresco's
right? We
huge.
feel
Like,
our
I'm talking
police
biggest
officers, our
booth,
firefighters,
always
municipal
sponsors the
officers,
fucking after party,
our
the
county
big
officials
digital
have done an
fucking
incredible job.
billboards
Our
in front of the
hospital
fucking convention. Like,
doubled
I'm
its
talking, they're
capacity
fucking
almost
huge.
overnight. We had so much
They got
excess
money to
capacity
blow.
that we sent
Like, they
2
blow
busloads full of
money.
medical workers, doctors and nurses down to New York City.
When the Cresco team walks
We've
down the
done our
aisle
job,
at the convention, you
and we
fucking
are ready
straighten up,
to
soldier. You
reopen.
fly right and you sell some shit.
The
You know
federal
what I
government
mean?
just has not done their job. There's just not a testing scheme that is national that will put people at ease and make them feel comfortable.
How fast is it to
traveling
make a
around.
move on
We are
Ameritrade?
really waiting. Cornell
From
University,
moving
Ithaca
Robinhood
College,
over, it took
they
me
are
3
really waiting
days. Took 3 days, and it's easy as fuck. You fill out one form on the TD Ameritrade website with your Robinhood or Webull account information, and they pull it right over. You can always call customer service. TD Ameritrade has people. Hit me in the DM. First name, last name, email address, and I will send in an affiliate link. You guys would really help me. That would be good.
All of our students staying home.
How much does it cost? Free. It's free. Trading shares is free. Options are 65 cents an option.
Have you done any work
65 cents in, 65 cents out.
Put you in if those two universities don't open, and what you would need?
Yeah, it's about the yes, that's been
you have an Ameritrade already.
The cause of many
what are you doing? Move it over.
2 months. I mean, again, we went from the largest.
Oh, you're moving Robinhood over. I might do Webull too. Do it.
Recession. Right. I was first elected 13 years ago, and I closed a budget deficit that was $3.5 million large. That was the largest budget deficit in the city's history. We worked really hard to close that. We're now facing a budget deficit of $15 million, right? 5 times the size of the largest we've ever had. And that assumes, honestly, that budget deficit assumes that the students are coming back in the fall. If the students don't come back in the fall, we're in real, cataclysmic trouble. That's why the bill that the House Democrats passed last Friday, a tremendous bill that would have helped us.
D-King's leveling off. I need D-King to stay under 35.
You can't reopen the economy.
Stay under 35, baby. You can rage after the middle of next month.
If we don't have,
so the middle of next month, I need you to stay under 35.
Employees, we've had to close down our youth services.
I would love if NRZ would stay under $6. Would be great. Would be great. I'd love to keep that 100 shares.
The engine
we sold a call at 6 and we sold a call at 7.
With more stimulus. Frankly, if they feel like, as the Senate Republicans seem to feel like,
both sales would be at a profit, so I don't really care. But I kind of want to keep the I want to keep the shares because they pay a huge dividend, and I think residential mortgages will be fine in the future.
Finally, Mr. Mayor, I mean, if Cornell's decision
I paid my mortgage
one for the town. When's the drop dead?
I didn't have the balls to go into forbearance.
One way or the other to logistically have.
Aurora, I'm gonna retire.
Yeah, likely early June. So they've joined together with a coalition of other colleges in New York State to figure out what they need from the state, what they need from the federal government, what they need to be able to do locally, and it's a complicated patchwork that includes indemnity for the college if they reopen and then something goes wrong and the virus spreads again.
Dude, they sold so much cannabis.
Really more robust.
So much cannabis,
far more
dude.
Robust than we have now. And really
so much cannabis.
By early June. So
you don't understand how much they sold.
Second week of June is the drop dead date to decide.
Yeah,
like truckloads, like semi-truckloads.
Under enormous pressure to open as well. I mean, the lack of foreign students who typically are full payers, the lack of a summer school, which
the
is
whole
a high
definition
of room and
a
board,
drug dealer
which even though
changed.
it's not margin, is sort of amortized over the course of the year in terms of revenue. They very much want to, if in fact have to open as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And every school is in a different place. Cornell's endowment is $7 billion, right? But every school's in a different place. Our college, Ithaca College, which is such a positive, enormous impact on the world, especially the world of media, in fact, is in a far more precarious position. And if they don't reopen, Wells College is 40 minutes up the road, has already announced if they don't reopen in the fall, they'll never reopen again. I mean, that's the level of seriousness. And I just had to talk about the knock-on effects.
When do Cresco Labs, how do they report shit?
But those dining halls are all full of food that is sourced from our local farmers. Right? What happens to the farmers if they don't have access to that same market? So it's a troubling state of affairs.
Yeah, and one that we're going to be watching closely. Certainly appreciate your joining us this morning as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Now for our ETF spotlight. Today we're keeping our eye on the oil rally. WTI crude oil jumping sharply in today's trade, now up almost 35% from just a week ago.
Shit.
Surge in oil prices pushing the energy
Aurora's
raging.
The
XLE,
New
XLP,
highs.
and OIH. Those are the ETFs. They're all in the
New
green,
highs.
with all those energy companies benefiting from this rise in crude oil, which is now at the highest price in weeks. Helping out the overall market too. S&P 500 up sharply. So is the Dow. Nasdaq's up about 2%. Stay with us here on Squawk on the Street.
Holy shit. I love weed, man. This is insane. If it hits 18, I'm out. Well, you're out. You're about to be out. This shit might go to 24. It's got a long way to run, dude. Long way to run. Cookies are good. I kind of think more fundamental than technical, really. I don't know if technical is, like, too useful. I mean, it's useful to look at and everything, but I don't know. The market does what it wants to fucking do, I feel like. I feel like looking back at it, you can kind of make it say whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? You can talk yourself into anything. I think what really matters most is, are they fucking making money? Is it a real viable business? Are they selling shit? You know what I mean? Is it something that you truly feel has growth to it? You know? Clearly that hasn't worked with ADMA Biologics.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Sue.
Oh my God.
Here's what we know at this hour. Nearly 250
This shit's going right now. This shit's going to new highs right now.
That is the most since March 24th, but it is still down about 90% from the same day last year. At the low point of the pandemic, air travel was down more than 95%. In New Mexico, it is still illegal to go out in public without facial covering. Violators can be slapped with fines of up to $1,000. It's part of that state's restart plans that allow all retailers and houses of worship to reopen.
I don't own a face covering.
Capacity. And at the Vatican, St. Peter's Basilica is back open to the public for the first time in over 2 months. Guards in hazmat suits are taking temperatures of visitors, with everyone required to wear masks across Italy. And stores,
look at Aurora
and
fucking
are also
raging. Up another 60%
You are up to date
today.
as always. For more coronavirus coverage,
What
you can go to
the fuck?
CNBC.com. Squawk on the Street continues after a quick break.
This thing's going, dude. People know. People beat it down to nothing. They beat it down to fucking nothing, dude. It was literally, like, at one point worth, like, basically 40 cents a share before the reverse split. And now this is making it too expensive. Now they're pricing out the retail trader. They wanted the retail trader to fucking think, this is fucking crazy. I can't get in here now. It's gonna get too... Dude, trust. It's gonna be like 25 to $30 a share, and people are going to be like, do I invest in pod stocks versus other stocks? Did you sell your ACB? Fuck no. Hell no, Rodney. Hell no. Hell no. I'm going to retire on my cannabis stocks. I fucking promise you this. I promise you this. If there's one thing I know, it's fucking cannabis. Let me tell you that. You sell that right now? Fuck no. It's not over, dude. It's not over. This is just the beginning, bro. This is just the beginning. Not selling shit, Rodney. This thing is fucking gonna rage.
Our next guest cites Gone with the Wind in his latest op-ed for the Journal. It's a piece called On Coronavirus Debt, Heed the Wisdom of Scarlett O'Hara. Former Federal Reserve Vice Chair, Princeton University Professor of Economics and Public Affairs, Alan Blinder, joins us this morning. Alan, it's good to have you back. Provocative piece. Good to see you.
God, they're probably dancing. They're probably
I'll let you
dancing.
explain the Scarlett O'Hara.
Corporate
reference, but
Aurora
your
is just
point that
fucking
you're not spending
dancing
your days
around
worrying
right now
about
like
the level of
sunny
public debt.
days, sunny days.
Public debt, indeed.
Their shit was so cloudy and wrecked for so long. Rock Gang, what's good?
I won't worry about that today. I'll worry about it tomorrow. Both parts are important, actually. It is not something to worry about today.
Cannabis
We have
deemed
a lot
essential.
of relief spending. It's sometimes called stimulus, but it's really relief. People are in terrible.
You can't go back now. You
distress.
can't turn that back.
Analogous to like a giant hurricane hit the whole economy. That never happens, of course, but a pandemic does. It's relief spending, and we need it badly. People are suffering all over the place in a variety of ways.
The place are in here. We just want to end.
This is adding enormously to the national
Somebody
debt.
like called our all in over here.
And at
Tens
some
versus
point,
Queens, and we hit a 10.
I guess the right way to put this
Woo!
is that bears
Woo,
watching.
baby!
There are no
Woo!
warning signs
Woo!
yet
Grey Wind, what's up?
that we're pushing the limit of the United States.
We're fucking having a good time out here, Grey
on
Wind.
the world market. None
Cannabis
at all.
stocks for the run.
But we should keep watching.
The
And make
run
sure
of our
that it
lives
happens,
right now.
because
The
that's
run of
really
our
gonna be-
lives, Grey
If
Wind.
it happens, that'll be the constraint.
Right. You do say no such yellow lights are flashing.
It's gonna
The
get
markets
even
will warn
sicker.
us with higher interest rates and a sagging dollar. But where is the line at which we can declare a
Cannabis
warming
has fucking been declared essential in both
there's
Canada
no
and
magic
America
number, but
during
I
this
would say
pandemic.
as soon as we start
Aurora
seeing
reported last week,
Treasury
and they
borrowing
fucking
rates
sold
inch up.
hell of a pot.
And,
Hell of a pot.
They're not going to go up by 100 basis points.
They're not
in a
going
day
away.
Or anything like that. But if they start moving up,
Tough spot.
then if
What's
the dollar
good?
starts moving down,
What's good?
I don't
Tough
mean
spot.
for a day or two. The dollar's always going up and down, but over a protracted period of time, those will be warning. Those will be warning signs.
Black market
There's
dealer's
not a
wet
magic
dream
number,
over here.
But we'll. You know what the old saying is? You'll know it when you see it. I think we will.
Alan, it's Sarah. What does that mean as far as what tomorrow looks like? Austerity in this country, higher taxes.
The game is over.
And
They're
how
gonna
soon do you think we're
crush.
going to be facing those realities?
These guys are just gonna crush.
Not that soon.
There's
but
no
maybe
stopping it.
Starting in 2021.
I'll buy into ACB and long term in a dip.
I think it's less.
It's probably smart.
austerity. We'll see. But I think it's less
I
austerity.
think what's gonna happen though
than
is
it
CGC is
kind
gonna
of, let's
report
call
here in
it
10
adult
days, and they're
behavior.
both gonna rip up
I
even
draw the
higher. I'm telling
analogy
you.
in that op-ed that you referred to.
That's what's happening here. That's what's pushing these up so hard.
Now, what
The
will
CGC
happen,
is probably gonna
and
report
what
just as
happened after
fucking
World
good,
War
if not
II.
better.
We finished up World War II.
And I don't
with
know
a
how
debt to
Cresco
GDP
reports or what their
ratio,
deal is, but they'll be
depending on
fucking ripping,
exactly
I'm
how
sure
you
too.
measure it for 1 year, something like 103, 105% of GDP. So that was in 1945-6. By 1974-5, that number was down to 22% of GDP. So, and how do we do that? Not
Somebody
so much
eating?
with austerity, certainly not by running budget surpluses year after year, but keeping the deficit modest.
Look at this thing
So that the
consolidating
national
up here.
debt, while
1750. It is
year
going
after
higher.
year,
It is only
was
10:30
growing
in the
slower
morning.
than the economy. So the debt to GDP ratio went all the way down.
There's no
from,
stopping
say,
it.
103 to about 22. That's a lot.
Katov.
And that's how we did it, basically.
Right, but a lot of what you're discussing, Alan, would
What do
involve
they do?
rates staying low.
Super
And to your point,
scary.
psychology can change quickly when it comes
You know what
to
I did a
the
little
view
bit of research on over the
of
weekend
a
though?
country's indebtedness, even as is maybe
I was
hard to imagine
interested
the US,
in
our political dysfunction and our ability
this
inability to
VTIQ.
have sort of functioning
I don't
discourse amongst
know.
our
I don't
parties
know.
continues, you could imagine a day in which people say, "Wait."
A lot of different things about them, dude. A lot of different things about them, but it's like a electric semi truck, and then also hydrogen gassed, electric hydrogen gassed semi trucks, and the hydrogen stations. It's like a whole ecosystem. I guess they're leasing the trucks for like $1 million, basically $1 a mile or something like that, but supplying all the fuel as well. For the lifetime of the vehicle. I don't know. I don't know how viable it is, but it was interesting. It's fucking tanking right now, so.
So, Alan, I wanted to ask you something else.
My point is, it's politics, not the mathematics of the debt that drove that.
Yeah, and also we actually saw a major rush into the safety of U.S. government
Thomas
debt after
cancer
the downgrade
treatment
of U.S. government debt, which
right.
Tells us how special the U.S. is there. I wanted to ask you actually something about the central bank. Yeah, Jay Powell this weekend on 60 Minutes made quite an impression, I think, when he said we are not out of ammunition, not by a long shot.
Israeli-based company that develops non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that treat pain without raising blood pressure,
are they out of ammunition?
thus avoiding the increased risk of heart attack, stroke, or death.
What does that mean to you? What other sort of ammunition do they have?
Well, technically speaking, there's no limit on how large the Fed can blow up its balance sheet. And when we say blow up its balance sheet, that means either buying assets
2
or
FDA
making
approvals,
loans. That amounts to the same thing. So when it's buying
accelerating on
assets,
ADMA.
when it's making loans, we call it these lending facilities that the Fed has been standing up left and
Book
right.
value per share 44 cents.
Well, how much
what is
of that could they
ADMA?
do?
What's ADMA?
The answer is,
what
in
is this
principle, there is
thing?
no limit,
Jesus.
because the central bank, unlike anybody else, can just create money. It's doing that by creating electronic images on banks' books. That's what printing money means these days. And there's no technical limit. The limit is prudence. All right? So the thing you want to watch, and what Powell will watch, and what the FOMC will watch, is whether there get to be early warning signs, hopefully they'll come early, that banks are now using this fodder, bank reserves we call them, to extend money and credit in ways that could be inflationary. That historically is why the Fed has limited the supplies of bank reserves and tried to limit the size of its balance sheet.
Generic
right
lab
now,
photos, generic lady in a lab, some bullshit about some shit.
So the notion that any of this for the foreseeable future is going to be dangerously inflationary, I think is fanciful.
Non-small cell lung cancer, Bristol Myers is a partner with them.
I wouldn't expect that, but maybe, where the Fed needs to throttle back. It starts to see signs that banks are taking these reserves, building them into money and credit.
How do I go up in this?
And the economy is starting to boom, and the danger, therefore, is that we're going to an inflationary, a rise in the
May 14th.
If that happens, the Fed isn't going to throttle back.
Finally, Alan, the argument you make sort of fits with some equity bulls who argue money supply explodes, but inflation expectations remain well anchored, and stocks set new highs. Is that an extension of your logic here?
Yes, I just like to demur on the stock set new highs. One thing I try never to do, even in private, much less on the air, is predict the stock market. So I'm not going to do that. But
is
the rest of what you said is
shit?
True. And it could indeed lead to that kind of a stock market, sure.
Alan, it's a
my
piece.
God.
Thanks for coming on to talk about it. We always love hearing from you.
My God.
Thanks, bye.
Quick programming note as we head to break. Later today on Closing Bell, don't miss our interview with Restaurant Brand CEO Jose Sill. They run Burger King, Popeyes, and Tim Hortons. He will be participating in President Trump's meeting with restaurant executives at the White House today.
Drinks on me at the WSOP.
First here on CNBC right after that. Looking at the market, we've still got a pretty broad rally. Every sector is higher, led by energy, which is up more than 6.5% as a group. But industrials, materials, and real estate also going strong. Nasdaq's up 2.25%.
What about cannabis? Mention cannabis.
We'll be right back.
How do you not mention cannabis raging? Look at CGC as well. CGC on the flow. On flow. Cresco Labs, dude. Where you at? Where you at? Come on, come on. Wow. Wow. Up 66% today. 66% today. Crazy. What was our trade at? 55 cents. All of it, Mickey.
A rush of retail earnings on deck this week. Our traders break down what to watch on tradingnation.cnbc.com. More Squawk on the Street coming up.
More Squawk on the Street coming up. Dude, 1945? Are you kidding me? This is going to the fucking moon. Thoughts on Chegg for a quick short? I mean, with the run-up it's had, it could be interesting, but I don't really want to short a stock like that. Nines? We got you. Ship it this way with the King High Flush, bruh. Fucking ACV is on a tear right now. You cannot stop it. And CGC.
Welcome back. Activities like haircuts and dining will look very different.
I'm gonna make 10K today. Jesus. I wish I could.
Spoke to two franchise owners in Georgia on some of the steps they are taking to safely do so. Kate.
Hi, David. That's right. And there are so many things for these franchisees to consider, like liability, protecting their customers and their workers as well.
We are going to make a lot of money today, though.
Feel ready and safe to come back in
Fair
and patronize.
enough.
At James Cummings' Great Clips franchise locations, he says that he's added a new position.
It's going to be fair enough. Trust me.
We have turned our shampoo bowls into hand washing stations so that we can wash hands easily between every customer. We've added the plexiglass to the checkout counter. We'll have the spots on the floor to encourage social distancing. All the chairs will be taken out of the lobby. We won't have a lobby. So we had to create a new position, which we call the hair traffic controller.
The hair traffic controller?
Which is kind of like a receptionist on steroids.
Meanwhile, restaurant owners like Daniel Halpern, a TGI Fridays franchisee, say that they're grappling with mask enforcement at dining establishments. He's planning to provide masks for both workers and his guests.
A lot of us in the retail sector have to earn the trust of our guests again.
I called bottom.
Everybody wear a mask.
I called the bottom in cannabis.
Clean,
I'm telling you.
Sure everything's wiped down as it comes out of the gas. In terms of salt and pepper shakers, ketchup bottles, mustard bottles, things of that sort.
Both men say that they were able to access PPP loans, but they've been really conservative
This is
with using
insanity.
them as they are awaiting more guidance.
It's not
SBA
stopping.
and Treasury put out a release on Friday about forgiveness guidance and basically said that more.
When does it
guidance
get
will be
frozen
coming
on the
from
way up?
lenders
It's funny
for
that they'll
borrowers.
freeze the stock on the way down, but they won't freeze a stock that's up 70%
Kate, thanks for that. Kate Rogers joining us this morning. When we come back after the break, the CEO of Sorrento Therapeutics on the company's positive test results involving its COVID antibody. Dow's up 760 or so. We're back in a moment.
Such an epic short squeeze. That's what's happening here. Everybody who is short the cannabis industry on Wall Street is fucking covering. Getting destroyed right now. Getting fucking wrecked. Like, oh, you were still short CGC? Get wrecked, bitch. Get wrecked, because they're about to report in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they're going to report, and this is going to fucking zoom even higher. Oh wow, we could close this out now. Yikes, ACB sold at 1570 this morning. From 9.2 average, still a good trade, but wow! This is something I'm holding forever. I'm not trying to let it go. I already have to let 100 shares go at 13. And the other 200 I'm keeping. It is pretty crazy though. I wouldn't mind if they cooled the fuck off. Like, how crazy are they gonna go? Look at the SPY raging. This is why. The market in general is fucking doing so good. Eight, 7. Nice, we win that hand. That's what's up. Back over 100 big blinds. 4 levels of late registration left. Good king, queen, flop top pair, second best kicker here. 102 big blinds. I don't know what place we are. We need to be able to fold this hand and it'll probably update.
Shares of Sorrento Therapeutics skyrocketing since announcing a breakthrough with its COVID-19 antibody last week.
Nice.
Stocks up another 30% on top of a 200% rise Friday. Sorrento Therapeutics co-founder and CEO Dr. Henry G joins us now. Dr. G, thank you for joining us. First, tell us about the significance of your discovery.
Yes, we found a very potent antibodies that completely preventing the virus infection in the in vitro cell culture model with live virus, which is very significant because the quantity is very low. That gives you the instant immunity potentially if this gets approved. So especially this one is very good for the population that is immune compromised or elderly, which is difficult to generate the strong immunity, or the section of the population that don't want to get immunized.
Dr. G, what is the difference between this potential antibody treatment and then what we're seeing
Look
in
at
trials
it go.
from
Holy
Regeneron,
shit. It's
Amgen,
going over.
Lilly, which appear to be a lot further along in the process, both as far as trials and also manufacturing?
Actually, we are almost at the same stage right now. There's nobody has the neutralizing antibody in clinical trials. All going to be
$2
starting
put
in the
on
next
what?
3 months.
Golden State.
And they're including Regeneron, Via, Eli Lilly, and Amgen in the thinking. And we are at the same
Dude,
stage.
is this thing gonna
almost.
break fucking
And,
20 today?
We will see the more the merrier. Reason is you want a more neutralizing antibody from different parties, so you have redundancy firstly. Secondly, you will see which one pans out. And thirdly, it potentially could be synergistic because if you're using neutralizing antibody, that potentially have an effect to say if the virus mutates, some of the antibody may not work after the mutation. So if you have a different angles from different antibody attack the same
We're in
virus,
10th place
you
out
may
of
have the
214 with 4
redundancy
levels
you
left.
needed. And also you have the antibody potentially generate
You might sell and go with
resistance
puts.
to it after prolonged use. So you want to have multiple parties all coming here with a different type of neutralizing antibody. That's going to help us tremendously.
Doctor, it's David Faber. There are those who say, who are focused on this, to say it isn't that hard to generate an antibody. It's what comes next that becomes much more difficult in terms of a timeline, where you can get to a place that you can manufacture at significant scale. Regeneron saying they've got that down to maybe what could be 6 months.
See if we hold
but a lot of people
$19
say
here.
that won't be the case. And my question is, how would Sorrento do it in enough time to be relevant?
Yes. You know, we have a CGMP facility in-house, and we'll, at the risk, we're going to starting manufacturing in the 100,000 doses and up to 1 million doses in the next few months. And meanwhile, we have collaborators we're discussing right now. They have much larger scale, which in the potentially providing in the millions to tens of million doses each production run. So we're prepared to meet the vast demand in the next few months.
Wow.
What data do you have to suggest that mutations in the virus wouldn't render this antibody ineffective?
At this moment right now, we know the virus completely preventing the virus infection. This antibody prevents the virus infection completely. And what we see in it is that we have other antibody as well that works as well. And if you're putting the two together or three together as a cocktail, we call COVID shield, that potentially could preventing the virus mutation, so that one of the antibody does not work, the other one or two still works. So that gives you a redundancy in the same product.
Are you making any assumptions for dosage at this point, and how can you be confident in those assumptions at this stage of development?
Because we can,
My God, from $2 to $9
what is the
today.
concentration that potentially works to complete neutralizing the virus.
Jesus Christ, it was $2 on Thursday.
If we can get around a milligram
Friday,
per kilo,
fucking
which
ripped
is
up.
for 100 kilograms a person, it's about 100 milligram, which is very easy to handle. And that will be a potentially sufficient and adequate quantity. So that makes the manufacture scale up much easier. We are not talking about into 100 milligram per kilo type, which you need 10 grams, which is a 2 log difference.
But for how long? I mean, as I understand it, when treating a COVID patient with antibodies, it's a temporary treatment, right? It's not a cure. How long do you think that those antibodies will last?
So typical antibody half-life is 2 weeks. However, there's technology right now. You can engineer the antibody to go to up to 2 to 3 months time. There's also technology right now we are employing as well, testing, is using the DNA format so that potentially inject the same things as the Moderna, injecting the messenger RNA into the muscle. We let the body muscle to produce it. We potentially let the DNA and in the muscle, we let the body produce it. That potentially can last over a year or longer.
And I just want to understand the timeline, Dr. Ji. So these results are preclinical, correct? So do you still have to test it in animals before you can start human trials? And what does the timeline look like there?
So we are intent to get
He's
into
like pumping it right
2
now.
2 to 3 months, especially for getting into the patient, just getting into ICU. And that was starting treating the patient, because this antibody not only can do potentially prevention as well as a treatment. So you go with the treatment in the ICU setting, you can get into human very quickly in the next 2 to 3 months. Then after that, you move up to potentially gets into healthy people.
Wait, so are you saying it would be both useful as a prophylaxis and as well for those already infected, or is it going to be one or the other?
I think
I can donk you. Thank you for the follow.
Both way, and we're gonna starting with a treatment in the patient population that gets into the ICU. Then we are moving to a prevention as well. And
so what is the soonest
that the new vaccination is to generate neutralizing antibody. Now we have a neutralizing antibody in hand.
Sorry to cut you off.
I'm gonna
what is the soonest that
go
we
grab
can see
some
your
more coffee
antibody
real quick.
cocktail actually ready for you?
We have 2 minutes on break here. It's gonna take me a minute.
2 to 3 months. That means sometimes in around a July-August window.
Got it. Dr. Ji, thank you very much for joining us today from Sorrento Therapeutics.
Thank you for having us.
Talk up, Carl, another 29%. These biotechs have been amazing to watch once you have an announcement like this.
Yeah, indeed. On the heels of that Moderna news, and again, David, you know, covering it with Jim in the 9 a.m. this morning, it's we're going to have days like this where we see progress, and maybe down the road there'll be another day where we see caseload spike in a state that's reopened, and the market's going to have to juggle this sort of bipolar diet of news, which is going to be, I think, the norm for at least the medium term.
Yeah, we don't exactly. Yeah, I'm still with you there. With the S&P guys up, I mean, almost 3%, and moves in some stocks well above that. This is really quite a rally that we have underway here. As you say, Carl, in part perhaps responding to the prospects of a nearer-term vaccine, Moderna talking about. But
more
to your
coffee
point as well, we're going to keep watching the data. We're going to see how the reopening goes, whether there is a spike in cases that will need some sort of a response.
Is
that
this
certainly
the-
would not be seen positively if it
This
were
is
to
the
occur.
pullback here. Was that it? They were like, not $20. You're
Guys,
going
we'll
to
see you
need
a
to
little
wait.
later on, Sarah. We'll see you this afternoon. In the meantime, everybody, welcome to Squawk Alley. I'm Carl Quintanilla with John Fort, Morgan Brennan, coming to you live from various locations. The Dow and the S&P have gone positive for the month of May, given this rally here, getting close to 2950 levels that have been tested before, actually twice in the last few weeks. So we'll see if we can bust through this time. But lots of bullish headlines, John.
Oh
We
my
got
God,
Powell
did you
on
short
60.
check?
We just mentioned Moderna. Detroit reopens, and it's not just big cap techs today, John. You know, Apple up 2%, but Wells Fargo's up 5%, and oil's got a good picture today as well. Industrials, energy, cyclicals. So a lot of things are working together in concert.
What's happening here? Chegg did have a huge run up. It doubled. Is it my computer? Wow. Check my Twitter DM. My internet is like up. This thing is all fucked up. What does this mean? BMO Capital analyst Jeffries downgraded check to market perform from outperform with price targets of $67 up from 54. I don't know. It means like they should be up at the 67. These too late. I don't know. That guy's behind. What a market. What an analysis, dude. Great analysis. It should be where it's at. Up from where it was. Is the stream even working? I don't know. I mean, it's working right now. For a day trade, it's doing great. I don't know if the stream's even working right now. Is it working? My computer's dropping a bunch of frames. Like, look at how slow TDA is, and this is drop. My poker tournament's dropping. Shit is all fucked up for me. What's going on? We need this new computer to get here. Fuck! Fuck! chat. And then we're gonna have to stream for over a year to fucking make it back for the new computer we're buying. Oh my god. What am I doing to myself? We have the standing desk on the way. I need the standing desk so fucking bad. As soon as standing desk gets here, wall gets painted green for like fucking $20. When we're done. Green screened out. We're fucking ready to go. Then it's gonna take, we gotta earn it all back. Then we gotta earn it back. Fucking Aurora's gonna earn it back for us. Holding $19 beautifully. Jesus. How's this thing doing this? 70% today? Like, what the fuck in the fuck, dude? What in the fuck? Is Chegg shitting the bed? Look at that. Look at that beautiful fucking reverse to the rage. See, I'm glad I held all these pot stocks for over a year, dude. I held them. I weathered the fucking storm. I weathered the storm, baby. Feels fucking good. Chegg is just shitting the bed, huh? Because nobody wants to fucking homeschool their kid. People are fucking freaking out about homeschooling their kid. They need to fucking send their kid to fucking school and shit. What is going on with my fucking ACR's not working? Is the stream working? Who knows? The game seems to be working. Look at Chegg just burning off. I wouldn't enter a short now, but man, congratulations on that. I know my CGC's got to get back to like $24 for me to break even. Some people are going to take gap years. Yeah, like between high school and college. I believe that. I don't know, though. I mean, I believe you'll have more than usual take a gap year, but in the reality of things, dude, if you graduate high school this year, you're going to fucking college in the fall, right? That might not be true either, dude. Just get a fucking trade, dude. Get a trade job. You make way more and you don't just fucking blow it all on a degree. Unless you got the cash to blow it on the degree and the party. Because that's all it is a party. Imagine, just like imagine this, chat. Imagine if they fucking taught you how to trade stocks and shit in high school, accounting, taxes, all that shit, and instead of fucking, no, go back to the table. Instead of spending all that money in college, you just got a fat ass $100,000 loan and put it in the stock market. Imagine. We're in Tezos. Let's go Tezos. Somehow it prints more Tezos. I don't understand. I don't understand. Is poker working? Not working? Super Weird. It's working. Electricians make bank, dude. Yeah. CGC's up 5% today, dude. I wonder how hard they're gonna roar when they report. Bro, I'm gonna run it up to 1 mil, then make a YouTube under an hour. What? Okay, close fucking America's Card Room for a moment. Reopen America's Card Room. Oh my god, please. We were doing so good in that tournament. What the fuck? What is wrong with my internet? It's like my internet is going in and out or something. I don't understand. I don't understand. No, it's definitely me. My computer is fucking, it's all choppy. Everything is choppy. Look, see how slow the data is for this? No, it's on my end for sure. What is going on? It's my computer.